Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, you're watching Booked on Charity, and in today's video we are going to be going through my April TBR. And since it's April Equinox, and if you've been on the booktube space for a while, especially on the fantasy side of it, you might have heard of Magical Readathon, and I'm participating in Magical Readathon again this year. I never get to finish all my prompts, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing it for fun, and G has done such a great job at creating this readathon that I just can't help but want to join it. So if you've never heard of Magical Readathon, I will put G's channel down below and her link to her announcement video, as well as a video where she explains kind of like how to even get into the Magical Readathon. But essentially I mean my character that I created, who I don't even know what my character's name is, it doesn't matter, but when we started this like 2-3 years ago, we had to create a character, decide on the type of character, what the features of the character were, which guild we belong to, and your calling, aka your career. And for the past 2 to 3 years, my career has been Master of Elements, and this year I thought I should change it up a little bit and change my career to Star Whisperer. And I had to like print out the career for Star Whisperer so that I could like remember what it is, because I wouldn't remember everything. But essentially, for each career that you choose, every semester, which happens between the April equinox, which is now, and then we have the autumn equinox, which happens later on in the year around August, you have specific classes that you are meant to pass for each semester. So for the spring equinox, I've got Art of Illusion, Astronomy, Inscription, Lore, and Psionics and Divination. So these are the classes, aka prompts, that I am meant to pass. So for me to pass those prompts, it means that I need to fulfill the prompt, meaning I have to read and finish a book that is covered by each prompt. So the reason that I also changed from Master of Elements is because I wanted to like change up my prompts and try out new prompts. But just for your interest's sake, the key traits of a Star Whisperer is dreamy, imaginative, and attentive. And I think these are some of the traits that do describe my personality. And when I chose my calling, I did kind of like wanted to resemble more of who I am, or maybe kind of like my alter ego or whatever, I don't know. But basically, Star Whisperers are mages who act as receivers of celestial messages. They master the craft of tuning out the world, calming the mind, and listening to the messages from the stars. Maybe this is just me kind of like manifesting my spiritual, calm, meditative era, because that's where I need to be. That's where I want to be. That's not where I am realistically. But anyway, yeah, so I've chosen some books to fulfill these prompts, which will be part of my April TBR. I do also have other books that I have added to the TBR that I want to read for one reason or another, and we will chat about it in a few minutes. So first up, for Art of Illusion, the prompt is shadow play. So I need to pick and read a book that has the word game or play in the title. Now this one was very difficult. I have a lot of books on my shelves, but I couldn't find a book that had the words game or play in it. So I had to kind of like be a little bit smart about this one. And I must admit, it's not a book that was on my radar anytime soon, but maybe it's about high time I read it. And that book is War Cross by Mary Lou. Just get closer to this. So the reason I picked it is because it has player on here. So game or play is not in the title, but it's on the cover of the book, and I think that counts out. This was literally the only book that I could find on my shelves that had the word play in it. The only other one that had game is a second book in the middle grade, but I haven't read book 1, and I don't think I would be able to do both books. So this one is the first book that is going into my TBR. So for the second class that I need to pass, I had printed this out by the way, is the astronomy class, and the prompt for that is constellations, and I need to pick a book that is recommended for people who share my zodiac sign. So my zodiac sign is Cancer, which is my calm personality, okay? My emotionalness, okay? But I struggled with this one. I did a bit of research, but all the books that came up were not really books that I am interested in. There was a lot of self-help books, there was a lot of non-fiction, there's a lot of books that I was just not interested in, like literary fiction that I was not interested in. So I decided, instead of looking for books recommended for specific zodiac signs, I looked for authors that share the same zodiac sign as me, and then I will pick a book to read from that author if I do have it on my shelves. And the author of choice was Erin Morgenstern, and I am deciding that I'm going to add The Night Circus finally to my TBR. I absolutely love To Sleep in the Sea of Stars by Erin Morgenstern, and I definitely want to go back and reread the book, but I've heard great things about The Night Circus and I can't wait to finally pick it up. I got this copy and this cover from Exclusive Books before they started changing it, because now they have this cover that has more of a red colorway, and I didn't really like it. I prefer this black one with just touches of red here and there. But yeah, this is a book that I'm adding to my TBR, and I'm so excited and looking forward to reading it. The next class I need to pass is Inscription, and the prompt is Practical Typography. So I am meant to write down 3 titles, fold those little papers where I'm writing the titles, and then pick one. Okay, so I've got my 3 titles. I've got The Hurricane Wars, I've got The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and then I've got Gleam. So how I came about these 3 is that, one, I wanted a fantasy for sure, but in my fantasy romance zone era, and I kind of like wanted to continue with that. So with Gleam, it's a matter of I need to just continue with the series and hopefully finish it, because I've let it now settle for a while, and I'm gonna end up forgetting it, and I didn't really enjoy book 2, so I need to kind of like move forward with it. The Serpent and the Wings of Night is a new release that I'm really excited for. I heard amazing things, and I'm like, I just can't wait to read it. And then The Hurricane Wars, also heard great things about it, also looking forward to that. And all of these books have like a romance element to it, so this is why I picked them. So I'm going to fold them into little squares, and then I'm just gonna randomly pick one, and I hope I'll be happy with my choice. I think the only way I wouldn't be all the way happy with my choice is if I choose Gleam, but I put it in there as kind of like to throw in a spanner to the works, because I need to really finish that series, and I need the motivation to pick the book up. And maybe if it is part of my TBR, then I will be like, not forced, but more inclined to read it. So this is me shuffling, and then let's see. It's a long title, so I do. So this is the selection, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is this very, very, very stunning book. I'm so obsessed with this cover. And this is by Carissa Broadband. It is the first book in the Nightborn duet. I love that it's a duet, because the minute I get book 2, then I know that I'm done with the series, right? But it's also a Crowns of Nyaxia novel. So I think maybe there's going to be a bigger world where this story takes place. Maybe there'll be other duets, other series that form part of it. But I heard great things about it, and the thing that makes me really excited, it's kind of like the blurb of this, and it says the Hunger Games meet vampires in this dark, heart-wrenching, epic fantasy romance of dark magic and bloodthirsty intrigue from the best-selling author Carissa Broadbent. Doesn't that just sound so good? I can't wait. I already have my audiobook on Audible ready, loaded, downloaded, ready for me to read. I can't wait. All right, next up we've got lore, and the prompt is interrupted. So this is a very easy one, but funny enough, I haven't even done it yet. But the prompt here is to reread the legend of Dia. I don't know how to say it properly, but it's literally like a one-pager of the story of Dia, and it's linked to the whole story of the magical readathon. So I will make sure that I print that out or even read it on my phone, on the laptop or something, and then I can take that off. So that's easy enough. The last class that I need to pass is psionics and divination, and for that the prompt is clairsentience, and it is to put together a prediction bingo. Now this one was a little bit tricky. So essentially you have to pick a book, and then you have to do a bingo board, and in your bingo board you must write your predictions of what will happen in the book. I found this to be a little bit difficult because I don't know what to expect in the book. So I wrote a few kind of like general predictions, but as I read the book I think I'll start adding things like in my bingo board. So I literally took like a sheet of paper and I made like 5 by 5 squares and started writing some predictions in there. So some of the things I have is that the main character's name is Ari, and I wrote that Ari is an orphan. Ari comes into her power. I'm hoping to like be taking stuff off, okay? There was a mention of a princess somewhere in the synopsis. I'm like, maybe Ari was like the princess's helper, and there's gonna be maybe some traveling from one place to another. And then I wrote that the first battle will happen in less than 150 pages. The first kiss will happen between 200 and 250 pages. So I'm like throwing things out there now. And then I put like the princess dies, because there's a mention that she loses the princess. I don't know how. I don't know if that means death or that means she's not allowed to be with the prince. I don't know. I wrote that Ari has no siblings and the princess has blonde hair. Ari has trust issues. I don't know, man. I just put a few things that I thought I might maybe be able to tick off, and the idea is if you get everything correct and you get your bingo, then you can reward yourself with whatever you decide your reward will be, whether it will be like buying a new book. I don't know, you'll decide what your reward is. I don't know what my reward is. I'm always like kind of buying books, so I guess. All right, so the book that I was actually predicting is The First Binding by R.R. Verdi. I started this one. I think I'm on page 18 or something like that. I kind of fell asleep yesterday. Luckily, I also got the audiobook for this one on Audible as well. So I'm gonna be like an Audible girly for the next few months, because I've got a couple of credits loaded up, and a few of the books that I'm looking forward to reading really soon are loaded on there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. So far it is a little bit slow, or maybe I've been slow in reading it because I was tired, but I have not met Ari yet. Instead, I've met some storyteller that traveled to some tavern where it sounds like medieval times. So there's no technology, no television, and things are happening, but the only way that you can transfer information from one person, one place to another, is to actually tell it through stories. And he seems like he's really good and famous for telling stories. So I think Ari might have been described somewhere, but there hasn't been an introduction and a name placed on this character to say that it's really Ari. And we don't know if this is a past, present, future. I know nothing. Okay, I know nothing. So watch out for a vlog where I talk about this book and hear my thoughts on it. All right, so that is all the books that are selected for Magical Readathon. And then I've got books that I'm adding on my TBR because I'm either in between the books, really want to read the book, or library books, because I did go to the library the other day, picked up some books and I'm really excited to read them. So the first one I've got is Red Ink by Angela Makola. This is a book that I started in the beginning of April. I am currently on chapter 8. So for the fully booked reading sprints book club, for the fully booked book club, we are going to be reading The Readathon Stalker in the months of May and June. And it is a sequel to this book. So essentially what I'm trying to do is like make sure I have this read, and also in preparation for me to watch and finish the Showmax series currently airing, because we're gonna have our watch along discussion sometime in the future. So I want to make sure that I've read the book first before I can get into properly watching the TV series, which, by the way, I've watched an episode and a half, and the production is so good. It's so good. It's done so well. I'm already proud of it, but I haven't read enough to make like a good comparison to the TV series, and I'm trying not to move too forward in the TV series until I've finished or caught up to the book. And then another book that I'm adding to my TBR, because I want to record a specific video for it, and I've been anticipating it for so long, and I just keep hearing such amazing things about it, is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. And it says no God, no war, no one can come between them. Looking forward to it. Also really love this cover. I love that it kind of matchy with my nails. But yeah, this one says, when two rival journalists find love through a magical connection, their fate depends on their facing the depths of hell together. So we'll see what Rebecca Ross has in store for us. This TBR is really long. There's no way that I'm gonna finish all of these books, but I mean, a girl needs options. The next book I have is a book that I had carried with me on a trip because I really want to read this book soon, so I hope that I can make time to pick it up. And that is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, and this one is by Jessica Townsend. I've been looking forward to reading Nevermore for so long, and I think I'm really starting to crave a middle grade, something very whimsical, fun, light, airy, fast paced, but just like something that will make me smile, giggle. Like I feel like I'm on my way to like having that craving, so I've got this book lined up for me to read it when I'm done with these epic fantasies. And then the books that I picked up from the library, which I need to return in 6 weeks time. I made sure to take like the maximum loan time. 2 of them are books that will help me complete a series, because you guys know I recorded my series that I want to complete in 2024 video in the beginning of the year, and this was one of them. And I don't own the last 2 books of the series, so, and my library has them, so I had to take advantage. And I'm talking about the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. So I've got book 2, which is called The Obelix Gate by N.K. Jemisin. Also got the audiobook for this one on Audible. Audible is like rocking my world right now, and I'm really happy about it. It's doing the things for me. Okay, so I've got the Obelix Gate, which is book 2, and then I've got the Stone Sky. Sorry for this glare. I've got the Stone Sky, also by N.K. Jemisin. I absolutely love this series already. I read book 1 twice. First time I gave it 4.5 stars, only because I feel like I did not understand like everything that was happening the first time that I read it. But the second time around, I was just like, oh yeah, all of this makes sense now. And I didn't spend so much time in the back of the book looking up words, because I already knew what things meant. I already knew how the magic system worked, so it was easier the second time around. Absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars, and I can't wait to continue and complete the series. It's so good. It's so good. The writing, the research, the complexity of the magical system, the story behind it. I can so good. Another one that I picked up because I wanted an opportunity to try it out, because I have heard good things about this one as well, is Strange the Dreamer by Lenny Taylor. I heard good things about this one. I heard that the writing style is also very like lyrical, beautiful, just nom. And yeah, I can't wait. The Daily Mail says stunning, the Publishers Weekly says enchanting, and Grazia says it's magical, and that's exactly what I'm hoping for. So yeah, this is the final book that I'm adding to this TBR. I hope that I can get to most of these books, especially with me having a bunch of audiobooks for them. I hope that the audiobooks will help me get to them and read them faster, because I have been reading very, very slow, because I haven't had lots of time to like sit down and read. But the minute I can sit down to read, I'm so tired that I'm like falling asleep. So I'm looking for a way to read throughout my day through audiobooks, and this is why I love audiobooks anyway. So yeah, this is my TBR for the month of April. If you have made it this far in this video, please leave me a magical wand for the magical readathon. Let me know down below what you guys are planning on reading in the month of April, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Click that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. We could talk under moonlight till dawn.